Hello everyone, it is Stacy Booth and welcome to our Thursday team call. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about goals, how to effectively track your goals, how to make sure that you're reaching your goals. So it's really important that you know your goals first off. So once you've figured out what your goal is, and I find that it's really important that you know what they are and that they're written down and that you know this is what I'm working towards. Because if you don't know what you're working towards, you're never going to get there. And if you don't know what the date that you're looking to reach those goals for, you're also not going to get there. It's something that you have to focus on all the time. So write down those goals. Like for me, making Success Club every single month is part of my goals. Signing up at least one coach a month is part of my goals. By the year end, I have a specific amount of money that I want to make for the year. There are certain trips that I want to take that I want to be able to make happen. So there's always goals that I have. There's year goals, there's monthly goals. And you need to figure out what those goals are first. Obviously, I'd like to see all of you making Success Club every single month. So that means having 3 new people sign up every month with a challenge pack. 3 people is a very attainable goal. When you're making Success Club, that means that you're moving your business forward, you're adding new people in, you're adding new coaches into your network. You're setting that example for the coaches that you bring on, because if you're not making Success Club, how do you expect them to make Success Club? And so I wanted to talk about goals that you should be setting and then how to reach those goals. All right, so Success Club is definitely one of those goals. Effectively track your goals. One of the most common reasons that people don't get to accomplish their goals is that we tend to get distracted. We lose track of important things that we need to be done consistently in order to move forward towards our goals. Maybe you have set a perfectly achievable goal and planned every detailed step, but without effectively tracking your goal and knowing your progress. Most certainly, you will get discouraged when the first obstacle gets in the way and end up giving up on your goal eventually. So what that means is that you need to set the goal, even if it's a really achievable goal and you know how to do it, you need to take the steps to make sure that is happening. So I'm going to use Success Club as the example here. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of other goals that you probably want to reach, but I'm just going to use that as an example. So to reach Success Club every month, if you need to bring on 3 new people, that means you need to invite at least 25 people throughout the month, at least 25 people every single month. And the reason why is because probably 20 of those people are going to say no. You're going to get a lot of no's. And with no's and with inviting, it needs to be done. I think that a lot of times we say that we've done the inviting, but we really haven't. Or we do everything else on our checklist and we say, I'm going to wait and do my inviting after. And then the day goes by, gets away from us, and we haven't invited anyone. The only way that you're going to be effectively moving forward in making Success Club every single month is with that part, the inviting part. So I need you guys to take a piece of paper and write down this. Maybe get a journal for the month of, we're coming up on to June. May is not over yet, but let's just say for June. Get a journal for June, and every day write the date, write who you invited, and write what step you're on. If they say no, put an N next to it. If they say not right now, put not right now and follow up and put a follow-up date next to it. If they say yes, then obviously, yay, you got one. But you need to be doing that every single month. You need to be tracking who you're inviting. And where's my book? I have a book. I don't know where my book is. It might be on the floor. I have a book. Nope, that's not it. Okay, I don't have a book, but I have a book, a journal that I've kept. It's got hundreds and hundreds of pages in it that ever since I started inviting, people are in there. And the way I do it and I track it is I put their name on there, and then if I'm inviting them to the coaching opportunity, I put a C next to it. If they join, I put a highlighter through it so that I know they've joined. If they come back and say that they're already working with the coach, I just cross them out, and I refer to that list all the time. Because another thing is you guys need to be following up with people. Just because they say no this month doesn't mean no next month or no the month after that. I have people who this month, I had someone who signed up that I've been talking to for 3 years. Seriously, 3 years. And every month or two, I go in and say, hey, you know, I know that you really wanted to do this. You know, do you think this is a good month for you? Should I check back with you next month? Every single month, I follow up with her. And this month, she signed up. I was like, no way. I'm like looking in the back office. I'm like, there's no way she actually signed up. This has been 3 years in the making. So you guys have to have an effective system. I don't care if you're writing it down on an Excel spreadsheet. I don't care if you're writing it down on a piece of paper. Whatever it is, you need to keep track of who you're inviting, because those people you'll go back to month after month after month. And when you do go back to them month after month after month, as long as you're not doing it twice a month, 3 times a month, 5 times a month, they're going to be like, wow, Miss Stacy is really on it. She's still doing this. She's still remembering. And when I say I go back to that person, it doesn't necessarily mean that I go back and say, hey, I'm doing another challenge. Would you be interested? I go back and say, hey, how have you been doing? Have you still been working on your health and fitness goals? How are you doing with that? That type of thing. So make sure that you're following up, and make sure that you're looking at your goals every day. If Making Success Club is a goal for yours this month, you need to look at your paper and say, have I done my checklist today? Okay? If I'm doing like a quick checklist, like I was gone all last week on vacation, I was staying with fellow coaches, but I'm not gonna lie, I was not great about doing my checklist every day. But the things that I did get done every single day was I sent new messages every single day. I went through and responded to most messages every single day, and I invited at least one person every single day. That part of my checklist happened every single day, because sending new messages, following up, and inviting people, those are the 3 most important parts of your checklist. Making fun Facebook posts is great, and it will drive your business forward, but that's not the key part of your business. So if you have a limited amount of time and you're feeling like you can't get your whole checklist done, do those 3 things first. Inviting should be the very first thing you do, even if it's inviting to a free group, even if it's inviting to hear more about it. You need to be inviting every single day. All right, so tracking those goals, make sure that you're looking at them. Discipline yourself to keep on track to really achieve any goal that is worthwhile until it's accomplished. There's several ways to track your progress, which I just said, writing it down. It's important to get on as much as you can with the pop-up calls that we have. Or if you are working on your checklist, put it out there. Get on a Zoom and put it in the team page and say, hey, I'm working on my checklist. Do you want to work on it too? Because it doesn't need to be working with me. Like, I'm not the expert on everything. Any one of you can run a Zoom call and have someone else get on, because sometimes it's just someone else's opinion about how to answer something, or someone else being there to give you the confidence to just go ahead and invite. So it doesn't necessarily need to be a leader to be on with you. It can be anyone. It can be a brand new coach. So put in those team calls, do Zooms when you're working on your checklist, just to help keep you accountable. And a lot of times I put a Zoom call up there and no one gets on with me, but I have it up there and I know that I'm going to keep accountable to my checklist. Another thing that you can do is that when you're working your checklist, give yourself a specific amount of time. So if you're going to start with inviting, give yourself 15 minutes to invite as many people as you can. And then at the end of 15 minutes, write down how many people you invited, and then tomorrow try to beat that. And you know, if you're sending out new messages, set yourself for 15 minutes, see how many you can send out in that 15 minutes. If you set a timer on your phone, I can guarantee you're going to work a lot faster and a lot more effective, because you have a timer that's ticking down and you want to get it done. So you do. If you don't have a timer, you're going to dilly. So make sure you get yourself a counter or timer, excuse me. Breaking down a goal into actionable steps. So if you want to hit Success Club for the month, what do you need to do? That means essentially you need to sign one person up each week to get Success Club. So, okay, you need one a week. So that means you need to invite at least 10 people this week. So if you want to invite 10 people for the week, do 2 each day, okay? So break it down in that way so that you see, okay, this is what I have to do. If it's, you want to send 30 invites this month, then that means 1 a day maybe, so that it's not so overwhelming. Don't wait until the end of the month and then have to invite 30 people. That's not how it works. You got to be doing it consistently throughout the month. And then track the amount of time that you spend on it. So I said that you should be setting a timer to tell you, it's 15 minutes, but you also need to write down how long you've spent on that. So we can also identify problems there, like time suckers for you. So if you're doing your checklist and you start it at 12:15 and you finish it at 12:45, you write down how long it took you, you can look back and say, okay, it took me a half an hour to do this. Could I have been more effective with that time? Could I have, whatever the case may be. So you guys really need to look at what you're doing and analyze it and figure out, if this isn't working, what part of this didn't work for me, and fix it. I highly recommend you do your checklist the same exact way every single day. I start at the top of my checklist and I work my way down. This is my checklist for today. So this is my checklist for the day. So I always start with my workout, that's on there. Then I send out 25 new messages. Then I respond to my messages. Then I send 3 to 5 invites, which by the time I'm done responding to my messages, I've already sent out the 3 to 5 invites. Today I was able to do 3. Connect with at least 3 new people. Coach recognition, send email. So I start at the top and I work my way down. So figure out yours. If inviting needs to be first, then do that. But make sure that you know how to do it. If you have a system for how you're doing your checklist, it's going to make you more effective. If you're jumping around from task to task, you're more likely to take a lot longer doing it because you get sidetracked. Get yourself in a nice routine, do it the same way every single time. And if you have to cut your checklist, do the first 3 things every single day that are important, and then add on the rest of the things. Connecting with 3 people is important, but it's not going to be, business damaging if it doesn't get done that day. And, the coach recognition that I do, or sending welcome emails, those type of things aren't going to make it so that you don't reach your goal by the end of the month. Skipping, inviting, messaging new people, and responding to messages, those types of things will. So make sure that you know when and how you're doing your checklist, because that will make you more effective. Also, I want you guys to get a buddy system. I was thinking about this, and it's kind of like a success partner, but someone that you can talk to through an inviting process. Because I think a lot of times, either you guys aren't sending the invites, or when you're following the steps and you get to a certain point, like the last part of it where they're trying to sign up, I think somewhere there's a disconnect, there's a break in where you sign someone up and they just stop responding to you or whatever. So I think if you had another person to talk through it and say, hey, this is where I last ended the conversation, what would you say, how would you do that? It's really important. Another thing is that, are you guys really using the scripts? Like, are you really copying and pasting the scripts and going all the way through until the very end? Because it's really important that you follow the scripts and don't go rogue and don't think you're doing something better by not following the scripts, or that you think, I know this person, so I shouldn't follow the scripts. When you don't follow the scripts, you get off track, and then you're more likely to get a no. Also, when you do get a no, if you get someone that says, I can't afford this, or what, not right now, really dig into why they're saying no. I had someone sign up last week that said that they couldn't afford to do this. So I said, okay, let me talk to you more about what you're eating. Have them tell you what they're having for breakfast, lunch, dinner, how much they think they spend per meal. Because a lot of times they think that they're not really spending that much when they're spending $8 and $9 per meal. So when you say, oh, well, you're spending $9 per meal, Shakeology is only $4.50, so you're going to end up saving money. They say, oh, so you've shown them the value of what we have to offer. So really take what their no is, if they're giving you a no, and maybe even asking the team page or asking your little partner, your success partner, and saying, hey, how would you respond to this? Sometimes you guys got to have a little bit of the, I'm not gonna take a no from you at this point. You kind of got to push forward, because a lot of times people who are trying to do this are scared to death that they're going to do this and they're going to fail again. So they're coming up with all kinds of excuses, real or not, to do this. But as you all know, because you all signed up at one point or another, is that you found a reason why you wanted to do this, why you had to do this, and you pushed past that excuse. So we have to be excuse busters for anyone we come across, because that's essentially what it is when someone doesn't want to join us. There's some kind of an excuse that they don't want to. So we need to help make it a priority for them. So that's pretty much what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. I just wanted you guys to really envision your goals, figure out what those goals are, make sure that you know what they are, that they're written down, and that you are working towards them daily. Because I think a lot of you have some pretty big goals, but I think that because this is something that we do from home and that we do when we can fit time in, I think it gets put on the back burner a lot of the times. And it's like, well, I don't have time for this today. I'm just not going to do it. I'll do it tonight. And then tonight comes around and you don't have time to do it then, or you're too tired and you don't feel like doing it. So you got to ask yourself, how bad do I want this? How bad do I need this? And when am I going to make the time to do this? When am I going to stop letting other people's excuses hold me back from being where I want to be? You guys have to take that and say, I'm not accepting excuses anymore. I'm not accepting excuses for myself, and I'm not accepting them from the people that I'm trying to help, and I know that they can help if they let me. So have those goals, set those goals, work towards those goals every day. Get yourself a timer so that you're saying, I only have 15 minutes to send these invites. I need to do that. Figure out the way you want to do your checklist. It needs to be something that's the same exact thing every single day. Because if you do a variance, it's going to take you a lot longer to do. Also, when you're working that checklist, do not do other things. If you're sending new messages to people, do not look at the notifications that just popped up. Do not let your kids distract you. And it's really hard, trust me. I know, I got my kids are on school break now. They're here. Natalie just came out 2 minutes ago. I told her to take a nap. She was crying about a stuffed animal. I was like, you need a nap, lady. So I put her down for a nap, even though she's not napping in there. She's just laying in there. Sometimes you have to just say, you know what, mom's going to do this. And as a mom, I totally understand that it can be really frustrating. And I remember doing things at times where I just wanted to cry because they're tugging on me and they're pulling on me and they're asking me to do this and that. And my brain is going in 5 million different directions, but I just had to get my checklist done and I just had to do it. And I did it. It wasn't pretty some days, but I did it. And if you are married and you can't do it during the day because you're working or because you have kids, then figure out a time where you can say, I'm going to take 30 minutes and bang out your checklist as fast as you can in those 30 minutes. Start with inviting, send new messages, respond to messages. Those 3 things are the main things. Those are stuff I do consistently every single day. And I'm definitely not special, but I do that every single day, and I make Success Club 10 every single month. I have for 50 months now. So if you guys want to be consistent with this business, this is what has to happen every single day. And if you want to work with me one-on-one and start messaging me your messages that you're receiving from people and you're getting no's, and message me and say, hey, I got a no on this one. How would you respond to this? Or I'm stuck with this one. How would you respond to that? I'm here to help you guys, but you have to reach out and let me know that you need help. and I'm willing to help people, but you got to let me know, because otherwise I'm letting you run with your own business because it's your business. But I'm here to guide and help you guys, but you got to let me know. But you got to put in the work. You got to make that time. And it's really, really hard to make that time sometimes, especially because it's like, well, this is a business I do from home. I don't necessarily have to do it today. But you do. If you want to make money with this, and you want to pay your bills with this, and you want to change your life with this, and you want to reach big goals with this, and you want to stop being so miserable because you can't afford things, you need to work. You got to find the time. It's just like going to a regular job. If you were working at a Starbucks, you'd have to show up for your shift. You couldn't just say, I don't have time for that today. You would make it work. So you got to make this work. You got to find the time. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful Thursday. I am done with my checklist, except for my personal development. I have not done my personal development. You're supposed to be in your room. But I am going to listen to my personal development, and then I'm going to be recording receipts, because I just went on vacation and I got a bunch of receipts. So that's part of my stuff. And that kind of thing is stuff that waits until I'm totally done with my important checklist or things. Making fun Facebook banners and pictures is something that can wait until your real checklist is done. All right. I hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday. Enjoy it. Get that checklist done. I'm going to be posting in a few minutes saying, give me a heart if you've done your checklist. So I want to see lots and lots of hearts. Have a good one, guys. Bye. Why are you up?